for three, surely. Hancock has the lead still. Here comes Darcy Ward round the outside. This is sensational Speedway.
Speedway motorcycle racing. How good is it? It's been 100 years since the sport as we know it today all began. 100 years. It's truly incredible. And from such humble beginnings, this theatre of thrills has been embraced by dozens of countries around the world. Throughout the decades, this incredible sport has captivated, enthralled, entertained a global audience. The Dusty Heroes, the Gladiators, the Sultans of Slide. It doesn't get any better than Speedway motorcycle racing. The established champions, the emerging stars, the grit and the courage. We know only too well this sport has it all. The bravery, the speed, the jubilation and the heartbreak. It's time to celebrate and reflect on the courageous men and women that have made Speedway the greatest show on earth. It's time to marvel at the skill and daring of many of World Speedway's greatest riders. Tonight we assemble in Brisbane for a once-in-a-lifetime event, the Australian Speedway Centenary, with thanks to Cooper's Brewery, Icon Suspension and Serco. Welcome to North Brisbane Speedway for what promises to be an everlasting memory. Good to have your company on Fox Sports around Australia as we welcome you back to North Brisbane Speedway, our continuation of Night 2 in the Cooper's Australian Speedway Centenary. We're going to pick up comprehensive coverage tonight from heat race number 13 in the second part of our coverage. And right, if part 1 was anything to go by, tonight, or the balance of the racing tonight, will be thrilling.
Exactly. I was just about to say the same thing myself, Dave. The track is becoming really, really racy, and these guys are ready to go. Such a massive prize on offer tonight.
There's the rider lineup contesting this event on night 2. 5 world champions in the mix. Credibility personified. Now, speaking of credibility personified, working with us in commentary, our roving pit expert is Sam Malenko, 1993 world champion. We'll go trackside to him in a moment. Firstly, the score update at the completion of 3 rounds sees Jamin Lindsay on top in advance of Rasmus Jensen, Ty Wolfenden, Chris Holder, Ryan Douglas, Max Frick, Sam Masters and Jason Doyle. Sam, it's a very hot evening. Good evening to you.
And you're right, us riders always go through all kinds of different stuff. We have foggy goggles and hot evenings like this. We got hot engines. We have clutch issues, just as we've seen Jason Doyle do tonight. Some of the riders are finding it very difficult to get the right setup. But the most important thing is, as everybody's always seen in the years, even 100 years of history of Speedway, I imagine has been getting out of these starts. And I'm down here right now looking at Gate 1. And Gate 1's been pretty darn good for a lot of the riders. There's some fairly good ruts, but the material here at North Brisbane it's got this really good, I think this material, the granite they put on here is one of the best kind of racetracks and surfaces I've ever raced on. Sometimes the clay stuff, you can have a lot of clay tracks here in Australia. You can almost depend on getting out of any start because the clay material gives you that little bit more grip. But this is definitely challenging for these riders here, and they're finding it very difficult when you get probably about a good 10 yards into the center and you start looking at it. This is the riding line for the guys, so it's very difficult for them to get out of this. You look down here, look on the screen right there, you see how shiny it is, and this is difficult for the guys to get out of. And then when you get to gate 4, you get a lot of dirt, and you think that maybe that will help you get out of the traction out of it. So all these riders got to deal with that, and the ruts that appear sometimes gives them a little bit of security that the back wheel is not going to go left or right out of the start, drive them straight. But all in all, this is what the boys are looking at when they come up here to the start line. And with that, I'll throw it back to you guys in the commentary.
Expert insight there from the great Sam Malenko. 7 times FIM gold medalist in what was a glittering career. So comprehensive race coverage now from heat number 13, the commencement of the 4th round of heats, Rod.
Yeah, James Pearson, the youngster from Sydney, has been riding pretty well considering the company. Jai Etheridge, Dan Bewley also in the mix, and Keenan Rue, the Queenslander.
Once again, a stellar field. Bewley needs a win, comes into this event with a massive global reputation. Tapes in the air, let's see how this one pans out. Over on the inside, Keenan Rue, good start. Dan Bewley quickly away too. That's the Englishman tracking him on the outside in the blue helmet colour. Pretty determined quartet out there at the moment.
Absolutely is, and Dan Bewley's been a winner at World Championship level in terms of winning Grand Prix rounds, and he will not muck. Oh, I tell you what, he wasn't far off the back of Keenan Rue's back wheel there. All happening here at North Brisbane.
Yeah, Rue knows he's there. He had a sneaky peek over the right shoulder. Drifts up track. Bewley now coming down on the inside, trying to find a way by. The battle intense further back too between Jai Etheridge and James Pearson. You're looking at the leading duo in this race, though, as they exit turn number 4. The race leader runs wide. Dan Bewley up on the inside takes the lead.
Yeah, Keenan is very, very high there, and Bewley's made him pay. Keenan looked a little bit out of shape the lap before, but he gets a chance here to go back under. Cannot do it, and it will be Bewley, the Brit, who wins this one.
Their reigning British champion across the line with a mono to celebrate. 3 points to Dan Bewley. Pretty solid ride, Keenan Rue. 2 points to him, and Jai Etheridge managed to shake off the challenge of James Pearson, and thus picks up the 1 point haul.
Yeah, both our combatants there at the front look very, very quick. It augurs well for later in the night. But Keenan Rue, the former Australian junior champion, got a great start, and Bewley had to work for this. It was only Rue getting out of shape there a couple of times on lap 3 that enabled Dan to get by him.
Yeah, I think Rue was a bit worried about the presence of Bewley. He had a bit of a look over his right shoulder going down the back straight just before that pivotal moment when he ran slightly wide, and Bewley good enough to annex the opportunity. Must apologise for my throat. Been an exciting couple of nights here in North Brisbane. A little bit on the raspy side, Rod.
Absolutely.
Lindsay, red helmet colour gate 1. Sam Masters, blue gate 2. Tate Ziske, Queensland, white gate 3. Adam Ellis, Great Britain, yellow gate 4.
I tell you what, hasn't Lidsey impressed so far? He has been absolutely amazing.
Young Tate Ziske, look at him. So yeah, Lidsey has been the pace setter tonight really, and he continues on with that, takes the lead as he prepares to exit turn number 2. The challenge is coming now. The Novocastrian Sam Masters finds himself under pressure from Adam Ellis, who goes up on the inside.
Yeah, you got to love this Adam Ellis. He's a really dogged competitor. Races for every inch of the racetrack. And Tate Ziske now giving Ellis a hard time. Sam Masters in second, but Jamin Lidsey again showing his class.
Yeah, Lidsey very comfortable on this track. Hails from Mildura, the former World Under-21 champion, and is wheel perfect this evening. Look at the lead he's opened up already. Sam Masters is in second spot. Third is Adam Ellis, which means out the back is the young Queenslander Tate Ziske.
Look at Lidsey riding off into the distance, leaving Masters well behind. I'll tell you what, you don't say that very often. Sam Masters getting beaten by 50 metres.
That fence cam shot on the back straight, you can adequately see the riders drifting up top, looking for dirt. To set up for the run through 3 and 4. So Lidsey, 3 points. What a night for him so far. Sam Masters 2, Tate Ziske 1. And Adam Ellis coming up with a 0 scoreline there. in heat number 14. We'll have a look at it again. The Serco race recap.
Yeah, the thing about this track is that while it's not a typical speedway track in terms of it being quite large, it also offers itself multiple racing lines and can lead to riders riding defensively. I've noticed that a number of times, riders wondering who's behind them and where they are, as opposed to chasing the guy in front. And I'll tell you what, it's not just the guys that mid-pack. Some of the top guys are finding it very hard to defend a lead.
Well, a number of the riders have said it's really a big circle. They don't get to straighten up for all that long. Heat 15, we'll see Rowan Tungate in red from gate number 1, Ryan Douglas in blue from 2, Chris Holder white from 3, and Denmark's Rasmus Jensen, yellow gate 4.
Wow.
So it's an all-star cast yet again. Away, who will it be? The chart's the first corner, Rowan Tungate. So gate 1 continuing to be the most consistent. We now see Rasmus Jensen, the Dane, bursting away from the pack, moves up into second. He won his opening ride tonight and looks pretty good, the Dane.
He does. I'll tell you what, Rowan Tungate getting plenty of drive there off turns 3 and 4, hangs onto the lead, but Jensen has been a revelation so far tonight, and the Dane really looking sharp in his 4th ride.
Indeed. So Tungate, I think we described him as a bulldog on last week's coverage. The opening heats that we showed you, and he is every bit a bulldog. Very, very tenacious. Speaking of tenacious, fair battle between 3rd and 4th here.
Yeah, Chris Holder and Ryan Douglas. You very rarely see Ryan Douglas finish last in a heat. That just speaks volumes for the quality of the field here tonight.
Yeah, especially around here. And Chris Holder, boy, he's had an up and down night. The 2012 world champion, but the winner there, Rowan Tungate, took it very easily, and thus scoring the 3-point haul. Jensen again proving to be ultra consistent tonight. And Holder from Appin in New South Wales, picking up 1 point in 3rd. We'll have a look at that on the Serco race recap, brother.
Yeah, this first turn's very interesting because of the broad radius of it, you can actually get it wrong. Fortunately for Rowan Tungate there, he got it absolutely perfect, but it's very easy to square it and run wide off it. But you see Tungate there again, a little bit out of shape, almost goes inside the white line, which would have warranted an exclusion. Good fortune for Rowan there, hangs on and takes the win.
Love the style of the Dane. He shifts his body weight back, trying to get it above the back wheel to attain maximum traction. Heat 16 sees the culmination of the 4th round of qualifying heats. Max Frick in red, Ty Wolfenden, triple world champ in blue, Declan Kennedy, local star in white, Jason Doyle, 2017 world title holder, has had an up and down night too, it must be said, yellow helmet colour gate 4. Frick, what a rider. Beautifully presented race team, as we were saying last week too. So there's the tapes from the air. Ty Wolfenden best them again this time, Rod, and gives Max Frick the go-by, at least for the time being.
He was. Ty actually made a little bit of a roller there, or jump before the tapes went up. I guess that's just great anticipation, but Maxi Frick, the Victorian, up the inside of the multiple world champion, and does it. Max into the front.
And who's this now? Starting to hound them in 3rd spot. It is Jason Doyle, yellow helmet colour. So we've got former world under-21 champion, England's triple world champion, and the 2017 world champion going by to take over 2nd on the circuit.
Wow, Speedway heaven for us Australians, Dave.
Wow, this is credibility plus. Off turn number 4, what a field of riders. Frick being hounded by Jason Doyle, who got an indifferent start, but gee, he's been grinding away. Not that far behind Max Frick as he runs down the back straight the final time. Looks like Doyle's committed to the outside of the speedway and didn't sort of create the drive that he was looking for. I need to drive somewhere and get some strepsils, Rod. My throat is gone.
Yeah, Doyley there, he looked like he might have just missed the apex, tried to go around Max, but Max didn't go as tight as Doyley was anticipating through that last turn, and Doyley went, I guess, too far out and lost his grounds. However, here we go. Maxi Frick looked like he was going to get the start, but Ty Wolfenden was having none of it.
It was an interesting race. Doyle all of a sudden was just there. He pounced
And that's the line that he basically used to win the World Championship in 2017. He geared his bike up. He rode a big circuit. No pole line stuff for Doyley. It's just a big rotation, and he gathers momentum. Round 4 score update. Lidsey on 11, breaks clear of Rasmus Jensen 9, Max Frick, Ty Woofenden, Chris Holder, Rowan Tungate, Sam Masters, Jason Doyle, all-star lineup.
Yep, do hope you're enjoying the event, the Australian Speedway Centenary. Before we move to our final legend tonight, we feel it would have been remiss not to honour 2 men trackside tonight that are household names in Speedway across the world. One was born in England but raised in Perth. The other has been a regular visitor down under, competing nationally for several decades in what was an illustrious career. Rider number 1 on this occasion is a triple world champion, 6-time British champion, the 2021 World Team Cup champion and 4-time silver medalist, among a host of major achievements, including 11 round victories in the Elite Speedway Grand Prix Series. He's joined tonight by a larger-than-life character that polarised race fans across the world with his speed and bravado. Born in Maywood, California, he is a multiple US champion, a 3-time World Championship bronze medalist, World Champion in 1993, a 4 times overseas champion, the 1992 World Pairs Champion, and 4-time winner of the World Team Cup Championship. On more than one occasion, he overcame terrible injuries to emerge as America's most prolific winner of FIM Speedway gold medals. Would you please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Ty Woofenden and Sam Ermolenko.
Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to take this opportunity right now and get Ty Woofenden why I'm sitting side by side. He appreciates the waves, so do I. Man, 100 years of Speedway, Ty. You've gone out there and won 3 world championships and tons of other stuff, as we've just been seeing on the screen. And now you're here to celebrate this 100-year celebration. Obviously with Darcy Ward and David Tapp doing his bit, this is probably a pretty good feeling for yourself.
Yeah, it's great, and I just told Darcy before, when he's parked up on his little perch that he has over there, I said just take a look around and appreciate what you've done, because it's amazing to be here and great to see so many people out.
You guys are great. Thank you for that. And Ty appreciates it as well. I hope you enjoyed what we're seeing out here on the racetrack and these guys coming together and to celebrate this big day. And there's plenty more to come in Speedway tonight, and me and Ty appreciate your applause, and now it's time to get back to work soon. Any last words, Ty?
Any last words? Well, I could do with being about 8 kilos lighter. I've been eating way too much food in Western Australia. And if you haven't streamed your music, it's on all streaming platforms, so just search my name in Spotify and get your drive on. Let's go.
We now honour a man that was born in Melbourne but raised in Adelaide. He established himself as a star of the future at a very early age, winning state and national championships at junior level across the nation. After making his international debut in England in 1994, he quickly emerged as one of the world's fastest and most focused riders. At senior level, he won 3 South Australian championships, the Australian title, the Overseas Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, the British League Riders Championship, the Czech Golden Helmet on 2 occasions, 4 World Championship Grand Prix events, and 3 victories in the FIM World Team Cup. The Australian Speedway Centenary proudly pays tribute to Mr. Ryan Sullivan. Yes, the great Ryan Sullivan, one of the many superstars being honoured at the Australian Speedway Centenary, a rider I know you had an immensely high opinion of.
Oh, I certainly did, Dave. When I was on the Speedway Commission, I actually convinced Ryan to ride in the Australian Championship, which was very unusual for him. And
and he won it.
Well, my good mate Lee Adams suffered for it. I didn't mean it to work out like that, but Ryan actually defeated Lee, which was, anyway, one of those things. James Pearson in red, Tate Zitsky in blue, Jason Doyle in white, and Chris Holder in yellow.
Look at the crowd. North Brisbane Speedway, Night 2, Cooper's Australian Speedway Centenary. You're watching the Icon Suspension Solo Centurion Classic with a stellar field. Pearson got away well this time, red helmet colour on the inside. Also quickly away was Jason Doyle. As soon as I say that, he is swamped, and charging through now, we can see it is Chris Holder.
Wow, that was a big turn 3 and 4 there. Tate Zitsky, the young Queenslander, absolutely in the thick of it here, racing against some of the people that he'll probably call his idols. Look at this down the back straight. Unreal.
Zitsky, hard charger, has gone to the front. One of the best races of the night. Pearson has been shuffled back to third after being the early race leader. And Chris Holder now slots into second and has his sights firmly set on the race leader.
He does. Zitsky, Holder, and Doyle and Pearson now battling for third and fourth place. Doyle will not want to drop all 3 points here.
No, absolutely. Apart from Jamin Lindsay, we've seen most of the big names drop points here tonight at some stage or another. Wonderful ride, the kid, Tate Zitsky, across the line. We've mentioned a couple of times in our coverage, mentored by Darcy Ward. Nice young bloke, loves his racing. 3 points, Holder 2, Pearson 1, so Doyle, wow. He won't be happy with that.
He will not. Now, I'll tell you what, Tate Zitsky earned that win. That was some brilliant riding from him through turns 3 and 4. Got very tight there on a couple of occasions. Doyle made a terrible start by his standards. The cutback was his only option. He nearly pulled it off, but couldn't get away down the back straight with Pearson out in front. Geez, Pearson will feel like he's been 10 rounds with Mike Tyson after that. That was a real battle.
You can understand why Zitsky was so pumped as he went across the line. He's just beaten two icons of the sport in Holder and Doyle, both of whom have climbed the sport's highest mountain. Wow, that's a big moment for the kid. Good on you.
It is, and that's what you do when you're coming through Speedway. You try and just take scalps. You can't beat them all the time. You've got to beat them one at a time. Max Frick in red, Jamin Lindsay blue, Keenan Rue in white. He's been riding well, and Rowan Tungate off the outside. Look out.
Yep. Another excellent Speedway race in the making here. Full credit to the track preparers. They've given us a very, very good Speedway track. We wait now with no little expectation. Massive crowd on the main straight. Closest to camera, the Victorian Max Frick. Lindsay in the blue helmet colour. Away we go. It'll be a tight first corner. Indeed it is. Frick and Lindsay exchanging paint, banging elbows and rubbing handlebars, Rod.
Unbelievable. And Keenan Rue now up into the mix. Frick in second, Rue and Rowan Tungate back in fourth. You don't see that very often, but this kid, Jamin Lindsay out of Mildura, doing a number on some of the world's best riders here tonight.
Keenan Rue, he's certainly growing in confidence. He's throwing that bike around with gay abandon. No self-preservation in mind, I'd suspect. Oh, that time the front wheel hiking in the air. And in this event, Jamin Lindsay has cleared out, Rod, the battle between Keenan Rue in the white helmet colour and Max Frick in red.
Yeah, and Rowan Tungate trying to get involved, but Keenan's all over this bike, getting plenty of drive. Got it set up for some grip, and it's working for him. All over the back of Max Frick.
That's extraordinary. I mean, Frick gated and was on level terms with Lindsay. I know they had contact on the first corner. Maybe it rattled Frick, it didn't rattle Lindsay. He careered off into the distance. 3 points to Jamin, 2 to Max, 1 to Keenan Rue. Rowan Tungate, another example of a world-class rider tonight, dropping points.
Absolutely, that was a supreme first turn from Lindsay. You just watch this. Frick actually gets the jump. Doesn't look like Lindsay's going to get there because Max is there. However, he does it. Unreal.
That was serious speed pain. Who wants it the most? You generally find out on the first corner, don't you?
I tell you what, this Keenan Roo doesn't let you rest either. He's
relentless.
He's a tiger.
He's like an Alsatian on steroids.
Mate, it gives people a headache. Unreal.
Good to have your company on Fox Sports around Australia. The Icon Suspension Solo Centurion Classic. Only 2 qualifying heats remain now. This is the penultimate. Ryan Douglas red, Dan Bewley blue, Sam Masters white, Ty Wolfenden yellow. It's a 5-star field yet again. Douglas over on the inside, got away beautifully. The clutch flew as the tapes went into the air. Bewley in second, the reigning British champion. Here's his compatriot Ty Wolfenden on the outside of the yellow helmet colour. Good speedway off turn 4.
Yeah, Ty's going to ask plenty of questions of himself here. Try and get around Bewley. He's going to go high, wide and handsome, as they call it. He's getting momentum. Not sure if he's got enough. Doesn't look like Masters is going to trouble him from the back. So he's pretty much got open track to play with, but Bewley looks reasonably quick.
Of course, Bewley, a jockey-like figure, if I can use that expression. Very lightweight, and let's face it, that equates to speed. In motorsport, look at this now. The Englishman turning it on in pursuit of consolidating second place.
He is.
The leader's gone.
Yeah, this is Wolfenden's sort of specialty. The big outside run, gets past you, cuts back to the inside and just takes off into the distance. However, he can only come second in this one because the local boy, Ryan Douglas, does an amazing job there.
Yeah, we didn't see that much of Douglas during the race. Director concentrating on the battle between the Englishmen, which was enthralling. Douglas got it done easily, and that is not a surprise. He's particularly good around here. 3 points, 2 to Ty Wolfen and 1 to Bewley, and Sam Masters struggling a bit in that one.
Yeah, not Sam's best night so far, but Ryan Douglas got a great start. How many times have we seen a rider finish last and then first? Ryan Douglas, another example there. Everyone's dropping points. Very, very difficult to string together 3-3-3-3 here tonight with such a high-quality field. And you see Ty Wolfenden here, he's got Bewley in his sights. Managed to get it done.
Yeah, the glorious uncertainties of racing. As the late, great Simon Wigg used to always say, expect the unexpected, because the unexpected will always happen.
Exactly.
Well done to Ryan Douglas. Now the last heat. Just reminding you of the format, the top 2 point scorers at the completion of 20 heats go straight to the grand final. Then riders scoring positions 3 through to 10 contest the sudden death semi-final, where the winner only will transfer through to the final. We've shown you the field, the Dane Rasmus Jensen, closest to Canberra red helmet colour. Then Jai Etheridge, Adam Ellis and Declan Kennedy. The Dane's been good. A win here would certainly give him a semi-final berth. In fact, even second place will be enough. He got a good start, Jensen. He's being harassed now. Have a look at this. They're 3 wide. Down the back straight, Declan Kennedy giving some cheek to youngster Rod.
And this is his specialty. Declan Kennedy rides his track all the time. When it's slick, he doesn't really like it. When it's grippy, the outside's his go. And here he goes again, looking sharp.
That is outstanding. And Jai Etheridge not too far away either. Have a look at this, will you? The Dane on the inside, the Queenslander on the outside. And Declan, he's taken the lead and slams the door.
He is, and Jensen's trying to go with him. But I'll tell you what, Declan Kennedy just loves this outside run. He's got the bike geared up and she's gripping and he's riding it well.
Yeah. He's going to get RSI on his right elbow. He's screwing that throttle on so much. One lap of the North Brisbane Speedway to run. 350 metres on the pole line in front of this capacity crowd. Big moment for the kid. Declan Kennedy off turn 4. That was a scintillating ride.
It was very, very good. Not unlike Tate Zitsky a couple of races ago. Great to see him get a victory in front of their home crowd. They deserve it.
Well, we've actually seen, we saw that. We obviously saw Ryan Douglas too. So the Queenslanders going well in this final round. 3 points to Kennedy, 2 to Jensen. Serco race recap with Rod Colhoun.
Yeah, just keep your eye on the outside here because Declan did not make a good start, but straight to the dirt. Never had eyes for anything else except the outside grip. He needed a little bit of space down the back straight and he got it. And here he goes, like shot out of a cannon, right around the field. Geez, that's good vision there. 3-4 wide, unreal.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see Kennedy and the Dane, Jensen side by side. on their run down the main straight, sweeping past the big screen at the southern end of the stadium.
And you got to love our visitor Jensen trying to impersonate the Aussie, going out wide into the deep stuff. Good stuff from the Dane.
He's perhaps a little more aggressive than most Danish riders tend to be. As copybook and as good as they are, Lindsay 14 points and Max Frick, they go through to the final after a countback.
Tell me how it's all been going for you, because you got to the semifinals, haven't you?
Yeah, look, this meeting is the highlight of my career so far. There's that many good riders here. Like, I'm stoked to be here riding, and yeah, picked up a couple good starts. So yeah, and stayed out in front, which was good. So yeah, hopefully make one more good start and yeah, see what we can do.
So 100-year celebration. What's it mean? You're so young in the game. What's it mean to yourself?
Yeah, I love this. Is all I want to do. Like, race Speedway is all I want to do. So yeah, I'm still young. I got a lot of years to come, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And you got a big year in front of you, don't you, in England?
Yeah, I'm riding in England for Workington and in Lesno in Poland, and riding in Bros in Denmark as well. So yeah, a lot of riding going on, and yeah, I'm really excited to get into it.
Are you set up over there for all that?
Yeah, all set up. I just got to drive from Denmark to England with my bikes, and then yeah, I'll be set up in the 3 countries. So.
Wish you all the luck, and when you get to that semi-final number 2, wish you luck in there too.
Yeah, I'll be giving it me all.
There is no doubt the World Under-21 Championship has always underlined the vast depth of emerging talent in World Speedway. Indeed, Australia has enjoyed great success at this tournament, and we now present 3 riders that claimed the World Under-21 Championship during their meteoric rise. The first rider, born in Mansfield, Victoria, is now established as a genuine star at the sport's top level, contesting the Elite Speedway Grand Prix World Championship Series. He's also a 3-time Australian champion and a winner of the 2022 Speedway of Nations Championship. Rider 2 hails from Mildura. He's a 2-time winner of the Australian Under-21 Championship, but his greatest triumph was his memorable victory in the 2020 World Under-21 Championship. Rider 3 from Brisbane was one of the most talked about speedway talents on the planet due to his daring outside charges and unbridled commitment to winning. He won 2 consecutive World Under-21 Championships before consolidating his status as one of the sport's elite at World Championship Grand Prix level. Furthermore, without his input, none of us would be here tonight. Please welcome Darcy Ward, Max Frick, and Jamin Lindsay. Our final legend tonight is Australia's greatest ever speedway competitor in any category. To underline his greatness, it must be remembered he achieved remarkable success in an era when the sport featured some of the greatest riders in the long history of World Speedway, including the legendary Swede, 6 times world champion Tony Rickardsson. Born in Bristol, England, but raised in Mildura, at least during the Australian summer, our guest of honour tonight was placed in the top 3 in the world 10 years in succession. A truly amazing feat. He won 2 Australian championships, 5 Queensland State Championships, the 1999 Series 500 International Masters, the World Under-21 Championship, 3 Senior World Championships, 3 World Team Cups, 23 victories in the Speedway Grand Prix Series, and a multitude of major individual and teams events across Europe and Great Britain in what was a stunning 21-year professional career. He's been inducted into the Speedway Australia Hall of Fame and Australian Motorsport Hall of Fame. In 2023, he was instilled as an immortal of Australian motorcycle racing alongside the likes of Mick Doohan and Wayne Gardner. Please stand and salute our greatest ever, Mr. Jason Crump.
There's not a lot more you can add as we look at vision of Jason Crump. That Legends package said it all. He is our greatest of all time in any category of speedway racing.
Absolutely is, Dave. And in 1992, I got to see it up close. Very fortunate to be a teammate of Jason's in that year, and I saw the evolution of a great man.
Max, how's your night been going? We've all witnessed it, but you'd give it your opinion of it all.
I'm battling away out there. I don't feel like I've got a whole lot of speed, so I'm pushing as much as I can. But it's good fun. It's a great night. Everyone's enjoying themselves. The racing's been really good, so it's cool to see.
Yeah, it's good to have maybe that kind of pressure knowing it's a celebration event, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It takes a little bit of the pressure off, but everyone out there still wants to win. It's a lot of prestige on this meeting, so I'm glad I'm not in these semis, so they're going to be a pressure cooker.
Yeah, I've been watching you quietly out there and seeing what you were doing. I could see that you were fighting for every point you were going for. It's good to see you out there still battling in what we kind of maybe a little bit of a relaxed mode.
Yeah, exactly. We were up here, one bike. We're just doing what we can tonight, so it'll be good. Just getting a bit of practice in and enjoying ourselves, doing this meeting, and then we'll be back up next week.
Good that Max is so relaxed. He's the only one in the stadium that is. Now, semi-final number 1. I remind you, winner only to go through and join Max Frick and Jamin Lindsay in the final, who have already qualified. Speaking of Lindsay, we'll hear from him, chatting with Sam shortly. Jensen, Wolfenden, Tungate, Doyle. This is a Speedway Grand Prix level race.
It absolutely is. Interesting footnote there, David, that both of our finalists, our automatic qualifiers, are from Victoria. So, yeah, fair play to them.
Indeed. Great vision emanating from the start line. Terrific to see big-time Speedway bikes back on Fox Sports. Jensen, the Dane closest to camera. He's been exemplary tonight. Taste Fly. The leader is Ty Wolfenden. Here's Jason Doyle on the outside having a rugged ride. And up on the inside, the Dane Rasmus Jensen.
Yeah, Doyle got out of shape there, let Ty get away, but Jensen's not letting anyone get away. All over the back of Ty Wolfenden. Doyle changes line completely there, goes under Jensen, he's in second, he's got 2 laps to reel in the 3 times world champion.
Jensen again showing what you were articulating a while ago. He is a racer's racer. The Dane, never say die. Ty Wolfenden, leader in semi-final number 1. Gotta say, Doyle is starting to get some momentum, Ryder. Here he is on his outside charge that he's so famous for.
He is, he's getting this thing wound up. There's plenty of dirt there. Ty's in the dirt, and Doyle is in it even further. Here we go. 1 turn left to go. Doyle goes for the inside.
Oh, yeah, Doyle makes it stick. Inside, takes the lead, and then shuts it down. You can see Ty Wolfenden shaking his head in disgust there. Whether it was in discuss with Jason or himself, I'm not sure.
Oh, probably a combination of both. Wow.
Doyle, what a ride. The fans loving that one. The 2017 World Champion is through to the final.
Very, very interesting race from start to finish. Jensen was in everything. Didn't figure at the end, but gee, he played a big role. A great start from Ty. Took Doyle a little while to get wound up, but when he did, my God, he was flying.
He had to get rid of the challenge of the Dane firstly, and he had a big moment there, lifting on the exit of turn number 2. Okay, time now to hear from Jamin Lindsay.
Jamin, see, you know, you made it there right to the top, and you just performed all night long.
You know, that's always the plan when you go into the meeting. You want to do the best you can and try and get straight into the final because, you know, to go through the semis, especially in the format tonight, you know, 2 semis and only the winner goes through, it's quite tough. So, you know, it's always good to go straight through, and I'm happy I've done that tonight.
So at what point in the meeting, or did you second guess anything as you're going through it?
No, not really. I was just doing my thing, you know. It's one of them nights where you don't change much on the bike and it just works. So, you know, hopefully one more race to go, and hopefully we can have a good one in that one too.
I won't complicate things anymore, but it was really good to see you out there doing it. Max kind of said the same thing. Didn't want to be in those semifinals that we're going to see next. So thank you very much for your time, guys, and good luck in the final. Back to you guys in the commentary.
Well done, Sam Ermolenko, who jetted down under from his base in England via California to be here. Chris Holder, Ryan Douglas, Dan Bewley, Tate Ziske. They are your starters in the second sudden death semi-final.
And as we've said a couple of times, they're very, very hard to string victories together. Chris Holder's been a little bit patchy, had a couple of really good rides and a couple of not so good, but I wouldn't be surprised if he jumped out here. Although this man, Ryan Douglas, he's just so fast around the outside here at North Brisbane.
Yeah, doing his best work, Ryan, at the back end of the night. Won his final heat ride comfortably. There's hold up. Not as consistent tonight as he would have liked, but obviously a points haul sufficient to find himself in the semi-final. Dan Bewley moves forward. Crowd on the edge of their seats here.
Imagine the crowd if Ziske gets through. Go through the roof.
Semi 2, a start is imminent. Hold up, began okay on the inside. Douglas away nicely. He's charging on the outside. Look at young Ziske, giving it everything as he heads onto the back straight in the yellow helmet colour. We now see Ryan Douglas on a charge and takes the race lead. Holder in second. Bewley battling with Ziske.
Wow, Douglas used the same line that Jason Doyle used in the previous race to pass Di Woofenden. Deep in the dirt down the back straight and then cut to the inside. Holder's not done with yet, don't worry about that.
Fabulous international level speedway here in North Brisbane. Douglas, boy, if he can win this, it'll be a popular result with the crowd. He's got plenty of fans. Off turn number 4, Ryan Douglas across the line, yellow flag out, 1 to go. Chris Holder, not far away, Rod.
No, not at all. He still looks fit, but I think Dougie might have this one. He's ridden a sublime race there to catch and pass Chris Holder. Unbelievable stuff.
Douglas, great job. Winner of semi-final number 2, and as a result takes the final transfer spot into tonight's grand final. Holder runner-up, Ziske third, Bewley fourth.
Yeah, so we'll have 2 Victorians, a Queenslander and a New South Welshman in the big one.
Here's the Serco race recap. Holder and Douglas got away clearly in advance of the others.
I think Douglas knew he had to get it done early because Chris was pretty quick. Geez, it got busy here. Wow. Bewley and Ziske in very close quarters. But here's where Dougie, he went out wide, cut back, and Chris had no answer. It was too late once he saw him.
Yep, the momentum with the Queenslander.
So I'm sitting right here now. We got the semifinal number 1 winner, and he did it the hard way. Jason, what do you say?
Yeah, Sam, I've had some terrible gate picks tonight, and Rowan gave me a little helping hand by giving me gate 4. So, yeah, I'll be doing that again, gate 4, thank you.
You worked off. So you're going to take gate 4, so you've already selected.
Yes,
okay,
mate.
I was just going to give you a little bit about the race itself.
Yeah, okay.
That worked hard, didn't you, to get that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I made an okay start, but it's so far from gate 4 when the 1 and 2 are such good gators. You had Wolfie and Rasmus off the inside, and I lifted coming off turn 2 and went a bit wide and lost the speed. But yeah, just try to mow Wolfie down and get in that dirt, and got a bit of straight line speed coming into that last corner. So it's there, but hopefully I can pull it off the next one.
We're not going to end yet because you're going to be in the final. We know what's going to go on. But did you hear the crowd roar? We did anyway. Whenever you made that pass over Ty.
Nah, mate, I couldn't hear you when I passed. But after I done the lap, it was nice to see so many fans enjoy racing like that. So we're doing our best. I know you guys are out there stinking hot as much as we are. But thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for Tappy and Darcy Ward for putting on a great show. Without these boys putting this event on, there would have been nothing in Australian Speedway. So hats off to them, and thank you guys for turning up.
Thank you very much, and good luck for the final. Now we're going to bring in Ryan Douglas. Unfortunately, we already know what gate you're in. You're going to end up coming off of gate number 3 in the white. But you had to work hard as well to get into this grand final, didn't you?
Yeah, it's been actually a really tough night. I couldn't really find anything all night that I felt happy with, and made a change for the last ride and found a bit of speed, so I thought I've got a bit of a chance, and yeah, stoked to make the final. It's obviously a tough field, so yeah, anything from here is a bonus.
That's a good way of looking at it too. It is such a good field. Finding yourself in the final is not too shabby, Rod.
No, it certainly isn't, and hopefully the saying "nice guys finish last" won't come true for Ryan, because he's a damn nice fella.
Yep, Jamin Lindsay, Victoria Red, Max Frick, Victoria Blue, Ryan Douglas, Queensland, White, Jason Doyle, New South Wales, Newcastle specifically, yellow helmet colour gate 4. Lindsay has looked the best of them right throughout the night. Will he be crowned the icon, solo Centurion at the Australian Speedway Centenary?
I don't think Doyle will be too concerned with having drawn gate 4 or chosen gate 4. That's where the dirt is, and he knows he's going to have to be in the dirt to beat these 3 guys. There's no way in the world he can do it off the inside.
I actually think Douglas would wish he would be out there. Finals time underway. Lindsay, a bullet-like start. Oh, Doyle has gone down. The 2017 World Champion is down. He came together, I think maybe with Douglas, just the first quarter incident.
Yeah,
nothing malicious in that.
No, I don't think he knew Ryan was there as he tried to turn in.
And there's Doyle, tough as teak, up and about. Another look for Serco.
Yeah, well, obviously racing for the same bit of ground. Yeah, that's Max just taking Ryan a little bit wider than he wanted to go, and Doyle getting the bad news as he goes down.
Yeah, the bad news. Well, the good news is that Jason is A-OK. So riders prepping their bikes. They tend to be very clutch conscious after a situation like that, don't they, Rod?
They do. They run a dry clutch, unlike 99% of road bikes that run a wet clutch. So, yeah, very susceptible to overheating. And on a night like tonight, on which the temperature is still well over 30 degrees, yeah, very volatile.
Yes, humidity around 90%. Hasn't stopped raining during the lead up to the event. Certainly doesn't help with the humidity factor, as we know. Look at that crowd. The Australian Speedway Centenary. What a success this event has been. So Doyle, he won't be rattled as a result of that off. Very experienced campaigner. Lindsay forced to do it again, as is the other 3 out there. Underway, Lindsay, good start. Doyle, he's up high on the track. Max Frick on his inside. As we can see, Ryan Douglas, he's the ham in the sandwich. Doyle went by on the inside and Frick on the outside.
Wow, what a move from Jason Doyle. It's all happening here. Maxi Frick, he was right up the front. Now he's gone back. I'll tell you what, Doyle wants this real bad.
Yeah, Doyle is trying to wind it on and get that momentum that you talked about earlier in the coverage. Up high on the track, Lindsay looking very, very tidy out there though. And now Doyle under siege from Max Frick. In fact, the Victorian has moved up to second.
That's classy stuff from Max Frick. Looked like he was gone for all money when Doyle went past him. Geez, a good rider, Maxie.
No, he's never gone. never too far away. In fact, he is closing on Jamin Lindsay now in the Icon Solo Centurion Classic. Last corner, Jamin Lindsay will win the Australian Speedway Centenary. What a performance by him. Max Frick second. Third to the line, Jason Doyle. And Ryan Douglas out the back, but he won't care. He made the final.
Wow, that was amazing.
At this centennial event, Lindsay thoroughly deserves that, Rod.
Well, he does deserve it. When we came into this event, you would have got pretty good odds on Lindsay winning this. We know he's a good rider, but Jesus, what a performance.
Yeah, I agree with you. He probably would have been around 10-1 in betting terms, but that was just outstanding by the youngster from Mildura, who has the world at his feet.
He has a very clinical starting technique. I quite like the way he does it. Very robotic. Not a lot of body movement. Tends to sit up a little bit taller than most and gets a hell of a lot of drive. Controls it well. Just watch him here. See how he sits up quite tall. Not unlike Sam Ermolenko. He was like that. And Joe Screen, the great British rider, was also very similar. And I tell you what, it works.
So as you look at the frenetic action, look at Doyle there and Frick. Douglas thought, my goodness.
Wow, unbelievable stuff. Incredible. All right, down to David Tapp on the infield.
Well, Doyley, tough night at the office. Worthwhile coming back from the UK for?
Yeah, any podium position's great. To come back to Australia is always great. We don't get this opportunity, which is, I say some things in the presser, but we need a Grand Prix back in Australia to have fans like this every time. It'd be amazing to be riding in front of the Australian public, not always the polls. So, yeah, hopefully in the future we can have one back here, and Australian Speedway is looking strong with the young kids coming through.
Well, you are incredible. Your consistency is... have you ever had a bad meeting?
Definitely. I've had plenty of my time, but it's unreal to come out here tonight and ride. For 1 minute there, I didn't think I was coming. So I'm glad I'm here, and it's been amazing to come up. It's such a prestigious event. And it's been a really cool night. So thanks everyone for coming out to support us. It's really cool to see everyone come out here. So once again, thank you. And everyone who's put the work in, Darcy, Lizzie, there's so much work goes into these meetings. So it's pretty cool to see, 100 years of Australian Speedway being celebrated.
Right. Now, you've got to be happy with that.
Yeah, for sure. 100 years of Speedway, and to win it is pretty special.
Any people you want to thank?
Yeah, there's always lots of people I like to thank. The boys in the pits for helping me and travelling up and taking, their holidays to come up and do this and the Australian Championship. I'm very grateful, and along with all the sponsors that have helped me over the years, and very helpful. I couldn't do it without them, and of course everyone up here putting on this fantastic meeting. Without all the volunteers here and Darcy and Lizzie putting on this great show, it wouldn't happen without the volunteers. So well done to everybody, and I'm very happy.
Do hope you've enjoyed Fox Sports' exclusive coverage of the Coopers Australian Speedway Centenary. We have a blockbusting episode next week for you, 7:30 on February 12th, Fox Sports 506. It is highlights of the Australian Championship from North Brisbane Speedway. We'll see you then.